settings, whatever. Okay, sorry. Let me get back to. Some people eat fish like the doner meat. Yeah, people should not eat fish either. You know, there's a lot of studies. I think there was one that came out just last year about fish and the mirror test, meaning that they have the capacity to recognize themselves when they see themselves in a mirror, right? As well as like display other levels of emotion. So, yeah, definitely something to think about. I'm gonna chow down on everything. Hey, as long as it's vegan, do it. Do it. Oh, this shrimp meal as fertilizer is like, there's so many people that keep coming here saying this. It's just not right. Are vegans really weak because they don't have any meat? No, green tea. I've been bodybuilding for, granted, I've been, lazy as of late. I've just had like work has been busy and other life things have come up, like my partner moving in with me and kind of dealing with that. So I've kind of been lazy on that. But green tea, this is anecdotal, but no, most definitely not, because I've gone from 165, this is being vegan, plant-based, 165 pounds and bulked up to 200 pounds and then cut down to 185. So no, definitely not being weak. Is not a thing. Why are you vegan? What were your motivations to start? Well, I can't say. I say plant-based. I started because it was a fitness thing. I wanted to see if I could build muscle on a plant-based diet. But if you're asking when the idea of veganism clicked for me, was because I realized that that extended past what I was eating. I realized I still had leather boots, and that was made of an animal's skin, and I had a leather wallet, and that was from an animal's skin, and a leather seat, and I had a coat that was made of wool, and it's like, fuck, that has come from somebody else's, that like somebody else had to lose their life for that, when I don't need to, right? I could buy a Ridge wallet or whatever the fuck, or what are those belts called? I don't remember what they're called, but the belts that are made from fabric, which I have, and I've had one for the same belt for the past 4 or 5 years. So that's when it clicked for me. That was the reason. Oh my God, plants are alive, but they're not sentient. So now you've learned a new word, sentient. I'll spell it for you. Sentient, or sentience. And that is the difference between a plant and an animal, sentience. The flu virus is alive. Cancer virus is alive. But they're not sentient. We don't feel bad when we destroy or eradicate viruses. Why do you feel bad if somebody cuts a carrot? You know what I mean? You made a jackfruit Cuban sandwich? Nice. I'll be honest, I'm not a fan of jackfruit. It always tastes sweet. Always. Always. And I think that the restaurants that are not vegan that have jackfruit flavored tacos or jackfruit tacos or whatever the case may be are giving vegans a bad name. Because I don't know, they need to adopt like seitan. There's a restaurant by me that does a Cuban sandwich, and they use pulled oats, which I didn't even know was a thing, and it's fucking delicious. It's so good. But hey, if you like jackfruit Cuban sandwiches, hell yeah, do it. Yeah, I don't like, I've tried everything with jackfruit. I've tried jackfruit tacos. I've tried jackfruit chicken. I've tried, what's the other? Jackfruit, like pulled pork. No, nope. I know they always say that you have to distinguish between the two. There's like the sweet, like a plantain. There's like the sweet jackfruit, and then the green can is like non-sweet. But yeah, not a fan. Cow bone? I never heard of that. I'll have to look that up, Mark. I appreciate you sharing that. I've never heard of cow bone. I'll have to look up what that is. Maybe I like cooking, so I'm always looking for new things in general. So yeah, I'll look that up. If you love Cuban Sammys, try Omni Pork Luncheon Meat. Where is that? Wait, Bubble Man, aren't you? If I'm trying, forgive me if I'm forgetting. I think, are you in Canada? Are you in the US? I don't think you're in the US. It's hard to keep track of all the people when you're new. People think there's a difference between food and what's pets. What do you mean? I don't know. It's okay if you don't know how to like verbalize your question, but I'm assuming you think that you're trying to say there's a difference between a pet and like an animal that's here as our pets and an animal that's here for food. I think that the idea of thinking that an animal is here for you at all is immoral. You know what I mean? They like, why can't they just be here for their own lives, to take care of their own families, to have their own experiences? That's what I would say about that. I think that's what you were asking. But yeah. What are your thoughts on families keeping a cow or chickens? I think I've seen you here around GB, Jamie. Yeah, not a fan of that either. I know that like there are people. The only way I would be okay with somebody keeping cows and chickens is if they rescue them, and feed like say for instance chickens, they rescue them and then feed the eggs back to them to make sure they're keeping all the nutrients that they lose from hatching eggs. And I know there are some people that kind of rescue them and then just have them out on their lawn to like fertilize their gardens because it's just like a coexistence thing. But they don't use their eggs. They don't exploit them in any sort of way. And then with cows, same thing. If a cow gets pregnant and births a baby and starts producing milk, that milk should be for the baby. Plain and simple. That's the way I see it. I know that there's people that are like slowly converting to non-dairy farms and they still have the cows with them. I'm okay with that. As long as they just take care of them until, they're at the end of their life. Does that make sense? Oh no, Debs, did I say something bad? I meant some people think there's a difference between what's food. Yeah, didn't I kind of address that? I thought I kind of addressed that. Unless you're saying that you're vegan and that you agree that when people try to say that there's a difference between food and pets, it's weird, then I agree with you. Should you switch to vegan? Yeah, you should at least. If you're eating animals, little frogga, I would say the least you can do is give them the respect they deserve and watch a documentary about what happens to them in the animal agriculture industry. Obviously I would say definitely 100% go vegan, right? Like I don't want you to support what happens to these animals, but if you're unaware of what happens to them, you should watch them. You should watch the documentaries, I'm saying. And don't I need protein? Yeah, but the misconception about protein is that everybody always thinks that there's like carbs, fats, proteins, right? And that's all that exists, right? That's just like protein is this thing that's found in something, and it's not. Protein is a collection of amino acids, different amino acids that when you consume them together, or whether it's through a mix of different foods, your body then uses it as protein or converts it to protein, whatever the correct terminology is. I'm not a scientist. So all protein is found in plants. All amino acids you can find in plants. So you can definitely build muscles. I've been bodybuilding for the better part of 8 years, maybe 9 years. Yeah, protein is not an excuse, especially even if you are an athlete. It's definitely not an excuse. My weekend is going okay. I wanted to work on getting the live set up for TikTok and YouTube, because I actually can't really stream that long. I have to leave in a little bit. I'm meeting with my partner's father for the first time, and she went with them to go eat at a seafood restaurant, unfortunately, so I wasn't gonna go. I didn't want to go, but I'm gonna meet up with them at her family's place after they finish, so I'm gonna leave her in a little bit. So yeah, I was gonna set up YouTube here too, which I guess I could kind of do that while I no, I guess I can't. It's hard to answer people's questions and at the same time work on the live, because I would really love to get YouTube chat here, so you guys can see it, but I don't even think that the chat is even going right now. But I will figure that out. Eat a plant, save a life. Agreed. Wait, so Angel, you're saying things. I guess you're probably vegan. Or if not, you're on your way. You should watch some of the documentaries. Somebody said something about good luck meeting her parents. Yeah, I met her mom already. Just for some reason, her dad lives really far and doesn't speak English. So I've been like a little bit nervous because I'm Hispanic and her parents are Hispanic, and something about people in our culture where like if you don't speak Spanish and you're Spanish, you're not Spanish enough. So it's always like a weird interaction that I don't really like. But yeah. We vegans don't answer questions. They dictate. I've been answering everybody's questions in here. If you haven't been around long enough. Are you vegan since the beginning, or were you vegetarian at first? It takes steps, I think. It depends on the person. Some people definitely will see the footage and be like, hell no, and instantly make the switch. But everybody's different. For me, it was vegetarian first, but that only lasted maybe a year. I did it for maybe even less than a year. I did it for like a year, and I was like, well, I'm not really eating eggs and milk anyway, other than pizza, so I'll just cut it out, and I just cut it out. Yeah. It's not an okay thing to say. What did he say? Oh, you muted? No, I muted somebody else. What did he say? Bro likes his girls exotic. I mean, I don't know about exotic. I'm Hispanic. I like a girl that enjoys banter and like talking back and forth to each other. That's always fun, which I think is why I like being in London, because everybody enjoys banter. But yeah. Oh, so you're not vegan. The funny thing about, and I don't know if Ali Camacho is in here. The funny thing about your mom being Mexican is like, I'm pretty sure that the Mexican community is like pretty big on vegan food now, and it's like growing. So you just have to maybe show her some things, show her some new recipes and stuff like that. Now if you're talking about that she's just so deep into her culture and she can't let that go, I know that like that's like how a lot of people are, and often is the case where, oh, it's my culture, I've been doing it since my mom, and it's like you have a connection to it. Almost, I wouldn't say spiritually, but just like nostalgia for it. Where like, oh, my mom used to make it. It's a family recipe, and da 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 da. But times change. You can always switch a couple ingredients around. What's wrong with drinking milk? The dairy industry is pretty cruel. You should watch Cowspiracy. I think I didn't I? Wasn't it you that I directed that to? When people ask what's wrong with drinking milk, I say you should ask yourself 3 questions. Who was the milk intended for? Why is that cow producing milk, right? Because you drink it, and what does a cow have to do to produce milk? And then 3, what happens to the cow after the milk production slows down, which typically is, and I guess correct me if I'm wrong, anybody in the chat, but I think it's typically 4 years of age. What happens to that cow when milk production slows down? And remember, cows can live up to around 25 years of age, I think is the average. Somewhere around there. 20 to 25. Some cows live even longer, but yeah. Those are the 3 questions I would tell you to ask yourself. San Francisco, there's so much plant-based. Yeah, here is San Francisco. And San Diego too, right, Ollie? Or when I went to San Francisco, I was only there for like a day, and I didn't get to check out vegan restaurants. So you must be in the U.S., Bubble Mint. I'm not sure if I missed your thing. So can we help us get strong if we're soft with it? What? It's okay. Maybe either you're young or not good with your words, but can you try rephrasing that? Ugh, and I got this big fat fucking pimple in the middle of my fucking eyes, like right by eyebrow too. I tried to like compress it to reduce the inflammation, and it started to look pretty good. And then I'm like, I'll just try to squeeze it, and then I made it worse. I used to work at a dairy farm, and I can say after they're up in age, they go to the field. I don't know about that. What do you mean up in the field? You literally cried during Cowspiracy? Yeah, it's fucked up. Yeah, it really is. How come I can't see YouTube chat? What's going on here? Sorry if anybody is in the YouTube chat. I can't, for some reason, see it. It's annoying. Anyways, hold on. Somebody said... I used to work... Yeah, I'm waiting for you to tell me what you mean by they go to the field, Tanner. Ducks are your favorite animal? Yeah. Yeah, it's hard. Like, all of it is hard to watch. Really. You don't care how it's made? Well, it's not made, right? They don't just, like, make meat, right? Unless it's vegan meat. What you're saying is you don't care that someone has to be unalived for you to eat that meat. That's what you're saying. So you should choose your words better. Old cows to live the rest of their life? We don't. Yeah, I mean, I have a hard time believing that, Tanner, because who... You mean to tell me that when your cow's milk production slows down, right? Which I think Frisia said earlier about between 4 to 6 years of age. You mean to tell me that you keep that cow on your farm for an additional 14 plus years? You feed it, you take care of its medical bills, expenses, whatever you have to do, right? At no profit gain at all? I don't know if I believe that. You got to understand that I call, just like Deb said in the comments, I call a little bit of BS. You put batteries in your... What does that do for you? They all say that? Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely like a weird thing to say. Is like as if nobody has thought about the fact that there's no way that you take care of a cow for 14 years with like you would be out of business. You don't have the money to do that. Yeah, definitely BS. King Julian, I don't think you're vegan. I'm trying to remember. I can't remember all these names. But I'm pretty sure you're a troll. Maybe. Yeah, you should if you're here, can a gay guy be vegan? Why not? Because I'm eating a steak right now? No. What that would mean, you eating a steak right now, is that somebody had to die for you to eat that steak. Most certainly, 100%. 100%. It's hard to stop, Angel. You should watch the documentaries. That will change your mind, I think. Or at least get you thinking. At least get you considering when the next time that you eat something or have it on your plate. At least have you at least take a second to think about the animal. That's where it really matters. That's where things kind of change. Trying to break the addiction? How can you be addicted to something? I thought you were vegan. Yeah, Angel, watch the documentary, honestly. I think what people are saying now, at least in the vegan space, is like, watch Dairy is Scary. I think it's free. And it's short too. Like somewhere around 5 minutes. But if not, definitely watch Dominion. It's longer, but it goes over everything. Vibes are chill, but veganism is weird. Why is it weird? Why is it weird to say, hey, you know, we don't need to do this anymore. We understand that they can feel pain like we do. And, you know, the golden rule of do not do unto others what you do not want done to you. Why is it weird to say, hey, maybe we should just stop doing this? That's literally what veganism is at its core, and extended to things beyond just food, right? Clothing, medication, entertainment. Sorry, I'm reaching for my phone that is away from me charging, so I might be echoing or sound lower. I think 95% is good enough. Does going vegan have health benefits? Depends on what you're doing. That's like anecdotal. Like people who don't have a very good diet already and then now all of a sudden follow the ideology of veganism, which is going to then, convert you to a plant-based diet, and kind of keeping track of what you eat it's going to change the way you feel. But somebody that generally is already typically what you, I guess, would say, quote unquote, healthy, and then switches to a plant-based diet, they might not see many changes. It's really going to be dependent on the individual. But if you're talking long-term health, the science and the data is there to say that, eating more plants is definitely going to increase your overall health, period. So yeah. Is wool fine with me? No. Nope. Somebody asked this question earlier, but you can trim the wool off of the sheep if it's good for their health. I don't know 100% if it is. Some people say yes, some people say no. Do what you need to take care of them. But if you're going to have the wool, use it in a way that's going to give back to them, not perpetuate exploitation, Also on a bulk currently, I bulked from 165 to 200 on a plant-based diet. It's possible. I bodybuild as well, so you can do it. Yeah, watch Game Changers, and I think You Are What You Eat is another one too, right? That kind of, there's a couple people on there that are there's two twins on there that are big into fitness, and that's a pretty good, interesting one to watch too. That kind of covers like food and stuff, how that affects you. I gotta tie my shoes. Hey Angel, thanks for coming by. Definitely, if you enjoy the conversation or you need more help, I don't think your family's being stupid. They're just naive. It's okay. Like they don't have the knowledge. But yeah, follow me, and I go live often, so I'm always willing to answer more questions. How would I make wool go back to the animals? I don't know. Use it as, I don't know enough. Use it as bedding. Use it as ways to keep them warm. But I think where the problem is when people are like, we're just gonna shave it to sell it, because then you're just saying, hey, we have this commodity. Like, it further perpetuates the idea that animals are here as commodities. Like, oh, they're here to benefit us, So I think that's where it starts to be, there's like a gray line. It starts to get a little bit more nuanced. If I'm a goat farm and I'm farming wool and I'm selling the wool, I'm saying, hey, we should be exploiting these animals for wool. But there are people that rescue sheep, right? And they'll do that, like use the wool as bedding. But then at the same time, if they have to sell the wool, they'll find ways to use it amongst themselves, so they're not perpetuating the idea of profiting off of them. And then if they, for whatever reason, absolutely have nothing they can do with it, they might sell it to a friend or family to help then go back into taking care of the goats. It's not a business. It's not the idea of commodification. Where like, oh yeah, I raise sheep to sell wool. That's very different. You know what I'm saying? You're like, oh, we're here, we have the ability to shave these sheep because it's good for them. Let's make money off of it. That's how all these industries have started. That's literally the essential core idea that started exploitation, period. So we shouldn't keep pushing for that. So yeah, that a particular conversation is very nuanced. It'd have to be very specific for somebody to be okay with you selling the wool. But that's my opinion. As long as it's not perpetuating exploitation, and you have the sheep's interest in heart, not your own. That makes sense. But yeah, I wasn't even trying to go live, and it looks like what was it, like 2 or 3 people engaged in at least a civil conversation. Whoopsie! It was just it was just Nimi that came in here and was trying to make the whole live about her. I feel bad for her. I don't know why she. It sounds like she should seek help from somebody. Talk to somebody. Maybe I'll reach out to her. I don't think she's in here, Ali, but I'll keep it brief. So that there was a girl in here earlier called Nimi. Since there's nobody asking questions, there was a girl in here, Nimi. She was in, like, a couple other people that I interact with. They have lives every day at 6 p.m. or 6 p.m. my time, where they bring people up, non-vegans, and they have conversations with them, debate or whatever, which have you. And she was on there, and she was talking about she has an eating disorder and all this stuff and all these things. And I wasn't there for the whole conversation, so I missed most of it. But she was saying a lot of silly shit like, oh, I can't, I absolutely have to. And people were telling her, well, did you try challenge 22? And she said she did, but the things she was saying wasn't lining up with somebody that legit tried challenge 22. So it seems like she's just trying to victimize herself. I always forget the correct terminology. And nobody wants to, if she does really have any sort of disorders, you don't want to make that person feel terrible. At least I don't. So I give her the benefit of the doubt. But she came in my live just now. I've never interacted with her, and was trying to say that I said stuff about her, which I didn't. She said what? I remember she said something. I don't remember what it was, but she did say something silly. Like most of the people that come in here saying, oh, plants have feelings. I don't remember what she said, but she said something. And I'm like, oh, that's ridiculous. And she thinks that I was saying her sickness or her illness, whatever she has, if she has it, is what I was saying. And as much as I kept telling her no, I was saying something you said was funny. She said, oh, but tell me why being sick is ridiculous. I go, what the hell are you talking about? So that was the quick little rundown. But Ali, if you're ever like interested in, I know you're more into the, what's going on in Palestine and Israel stuff, but some people that I have met recently, they have debates every day with people, and it's always fun to kind of tune in and hear people talk about it. Though I did hear about the ceasefire, right, in Israel and Palestine. At least last I read about it, so I don't know if that's changed. Hopefully that's still going on, because that's great. She's been doing that for months. That's so whack. I feel like I was being really cordial, like I was trying to address her and tell her I wasn't making fun of you. I wasn't up there laughing at you. I don't know what happened, and I'm not going to speak for anybody else. But she just, since she was in my live, she just kept trying to spin it on her, like make it about her. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. Yeah, I heard they were doing some trading the prisoners and stuff, or the not prisoners, hostages. Sorry, which is crazy to think some of them were hostages for 400 plus days. It's insane, being in a country that you probably, well, maybe might not know anything about. Granted, I know they're neighbors, but I thought that at 2:00 I would be ready to go, but she hasn't texted me yet, so I guess they're still at the restaurant. No trolls? You missed it. Somebody's in here trolling, actually. I didn't get to answer. Mr. Floof. I'll pick an impossible burger. Oh, no, wait. Maybe they're not trolling. Oh, wait. No, you're not vegan. You're not trolling, but you're not vegan. Why aren't you vegan, Mr. Floof? No, I'm not. I'm supposed to meet my partner's father. He lives kind of far. He lives like 3 hours north, so I haven't met him yet. But he's in town, and they went to a seafood place. So obviously I was like, she wanted me to go, but I'm like, I really don't want to go, but I'll go. I'm just not going to eat anything. But it turns out they're okay with me not going. So I'm just going to meet up with them at their place after they're done eating. I mean, trolls help the live as long as they double tap, 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 tap. I should do that. I was watching the vegan teacher yesterday, or 2 days before, and it was so funny. She'll have like little segments of she's like, okay, I'm gonna dance for 2 minutes, and she pulls up, here's my little cow friend, tap, 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 tap his nose to send him love, and people are tapping like crazy. I'm like, damn, I should do that. I should start dancing on screen. But yeah, buffalo chicken nuggets are good. Hell yeah. Sounds like you're well on your way, Mr. Floof. Why haven't you at least gone fully plant-based to start, you know? Oh, somebody said something in chat on YouTube and I can't see it. YouTube, I'm sorry if I can't respond to you. I don't know why I can't see YouTube chat. I will try to fix that. Whoopsie. I will try to fix that at some point. Oh, wait, now I see you. Well, maybe that's why I don't see chat, because I had the stream up last time. What's up, Johnny? Vegan Seed. Kane defends animals. Welcome. Sorry if I missed your messages. Just having a little live here to answer anybody's questions, any non-vegans. But it seems like it's kind of dying down. Had a bunch of people in here earlier that we had genuine back and forth with, and they agreed to go watch some of the documentaries. So that's awesome. I think it was like 2 or 3 people. Hamburger is nice. Yeah, I like vegan hamburgers. I had one last week. It's pretty good. Nope, burgers are yummy. I mean, have you watched the documentaries on the screen? You should. I get that, like, you're just thinking of it from a standpoint of like, this tastes good, but you know, you have to understand that that's like the cow's entire existence. Just because, you know, the burger tastes good for, I don't know, 5 minutes. Especially since you said that the Impossible burgers are good, you should, like, why not just, if you could choose between the two, why not say, hey, you know what? I know it tastes good, but I don't think that my taste pleasure, my 5 minutes of taste pleasure is worth more than this cow's entire existence. You know, they could live plenty of more years of their life without being turned into a burger. So yeah. Yeah, Debs, you know, I always thought that was like when I started to go vegan, I always thought that was such a weird thing too. Like, not even just with meat, but also with milk. To think that like milk and burgers are like a culmination of different, like it comes from a bunch of different cows is so fucking weird. It's not even like granted, even just drinking, like putting your head underneath a cow's udder and drinking the milk is fucking weird. But imagine, you know, drinking milk from 200 different cows. Ew. Like, that's just like a cesspool of DNA. You're vegan. You're a new vegan to TikTok. Welcome. If you are vegan, I hope you are. Please don't take that disrespectfully. That's a lot of trolls in the environment. But yeah, you should follow me. I'm definitely active in like all those current vegan space that people are. So just by following me, when I join up on everybody else's panels, you'll then see me on your feed that I'm in there, and then you can tune in too. So you can find me that way, and then that way you'll find more vegan people, and you'll get more exposure in the vegan space, which is pretty cool. So yeah, welcome to TikTok. And what's up, VSL or Vegan Stoner Lady? I see you on YouTube. Thanks for checking in. I still need to work on like the integration between the two. I want to get YouTube chat, which is what I was gonna do, but this was just gonna be a short stream because I gotta leave in a little bit. I'll have to do that probably when I get back. I'll actually spend some time setting it up and getting it so that TikTok can see YouTube and YouTube can see TikTok, so people can talk. How did you start being vegan? So Annie, to answer your question, I say that initially went plant-based for health reasons, which is not vegan. I did it because I was bodybuilding at the time, and I wanted to see if I could build muscle on a plant-based diet, which, surprise, surprise, you can. And then I would say when I finally started being vegan, even though I was on a plant-based diet, was when I realized that like my wallet was made of the skin from another animal, my belt was made from the skin of another animal, my boots, one of my jackets was made of wool, and that comes from so all these little things that I was still purchasing, it made me realize, holy shit, like I'm still contributing to, animals still have to be exploited and have their life taken away from them just for hold on, let me meet this person, just for a wallet, so it's like that's what I would say. That's like when I went vegan, and that's why I went vegan. So just give me 1 second. Let me just report this person for hate speech, because that's definitely not okay. Yeah, Annie. I know it seems like I'm not sure if you're vegan, Annie, but if you're curious, you should follow me. I do these lives pretty often, 5 days a week, and then on the weekend, if I'm free, I'll just pop up and do one. But I'm always here answering people's questions and kind of exposing them to veganism and some of the things that us vegans either think or go through. You're always more than welcome to ask any questions. But if you're not vegan, I would say if you're curious about understanding why I made that connection, and you're kind of curious on exploring what I mean by that, at least maybe watch a documentary which is on the screen here, called Dairy is Scary, and I always suggest that one just because it's very short. So it's not too much time to take out of your day, like 5 minutes out of your time. You're trying? Yeah, you should. I don't know if you've watched documentaries, but you should watch some of the documentaries, because that will maybe help you. Yeah, it's hard, I know, but when you start making that connection of like thinking about having some consideration for the animals, because you see what they've gone through, it'll be easier. It really will. And definitely, like I said, follow me, and I'm always interacting with other vegans and stuff. So, exposing yourself a little bit to some of the conversations maybe will help you understand better as well. So yeah, exactly. Deb said it perfectly. At first, people usually come in here thinking it's a diet thing, but once you make that connection and that it clicks for you in your brain that, I'm doing it for the right reasons, I'm doing it for them, because they deserve more than just being turned into a burger or a jacket or a belt or a pair of boots. Yeah, it gets easier. And no, thank you for tuning in. You're kind of catching the end. I got to leave here in probably the next 2 minutes or so. But I appreciate you being here. I really didn't plan on going live today, but I was trying to work on the YouTube TikTok integration, but I kind of got caught up in answering people's questions, which I guess is cool. So that's pretty awesome. But yeah, I actually think Skittles are vegan. Yeah, I think they are vegan, Annie. I'll say like the easiest thing to know is like obviously gelatin. If you don't know what gelatin is or where it comes from, I highly suggest you watching a short YouTube video on where that comes from, because it definitely comes from animal products and bones and like some scraps. So I always thought it was kind of weird that we take dead corpses and turn it into candy. But I would say, what was I gonna say? Oh, an easy hack to understand like which type of gummies are vegan and which aren't. The way I look at it is like when you think of like a gummy bear, those like really squishy, bouncy gummies, those for the like almost 100%, well, definitely 100% of the time have a gelatin in them. When you start to go into the gummies that are like Swedish Fish, Dots, Skittles, sweet, what are those sweet and sour patches, like those like chewy gummy gums that gummies that get stuck in your teeth, those are the ones that are usually don't contain gelatin. But yeah, definitely avoid candy that contains gelatin. So yeah, we inspire you to stream on both as well. Yeah, once I get things kind of up and running and figure it out, I'm definitely more than willing to share like my layout with whoever, You know, and like how I kind of got it set up. I could probably do like a Discord stream and go over my OBS setup, but I'm still trying to figure out what works, like what's good sizing. Is the visibility good on both? But I'll definitely figure it out. Minis says Jesus, which I don't think you're vegan, but maybe you weren't aware of where gelatin comes from, and that's why you had that reaction. I can't remember. Yeah, never mind. It says on the back gelatin free. Yeah. Gelatin is weird. It's definitely a weird one, especially since I think the big alternative now, to my understanding, is carrageenan. Carrageenan. I can never say that. But that seems to be the alternative that people are turning to now that, there's a big push for not using gelatin anymore. Follow you, watch that Darius Scary BS, and be back to you when I see you. Just argue. Don't argue. Watch the documentary, Mr. Floof. I know you were having a back and forth with Debs, and I kind of missed it because I was interacting with other people. But yeah, you should watch the documentary and tell me what you think. I probably won't be here when you get back. I have to leave in a minute or two, but yeah. Yeah, carrageenan and agar. I've done stuff with agar, but I always boil it for too long. And everything I make usually comes out way too stiff. Wild Pines Farm, welcome. WTVP. Oh wait, is that Ben? Can I click on the... I think it's Ben. Thanks for showing the support on YouTube. I appreciate it. I ate a sausage earlier. It's funny enough you say that because I had a vegan sausage this morning. Vegan breakfast sausage and a sausage patty with some potatoes and ketchup and what was the other thing I had? Can't remember what it was. I had another thing because that wasn't enough. I think toast. I was still hungry. Yeah, watch Dominion and watch Darius Scary. Do I remember you, Keith? I don't. If you like give me a general idea of what we talked about, I might be able to remember. But I definitely have interacted with a lot of people back and forth, so it's a little bit hard for me to remember people. Unless your name just like straight up stands out. Ketchup is vegan? Yeah, why not? Of course. And if you want like mayonnaise, like there's vegan mayonnaise at the store now. Even I think, is it Heinz? I always forget the big brand. Even they make a plant-based mayonnaise now, which is pretty cool. Because a lot of the other ones, yeah, they're a little bit expensive. But now that Heinz is in the game, I think it's Heinz. It's lowering the price overall for other vegan mayonnaise. Oh, I mean, have that conversation with everybody. And another thing that's vegan that is available now that people are surprised by is cream cheese. Even Philadelphia, if you're in the U.S., one of like the biggest cream cheese companies, at least to my knowledge, has maybe it is Hellman's, not Heinz. Philadelphia has vegan plant-based cream cheese now, so it's pretty cool. Yeah, definitely Hellman's, not Heinz. Heinz just does like ketchup and mustard. You like vegan cream cheese? Yeah, I had one. It wasn't Philadelphia, though I really do like the Philadelphia one. But there was one called, man, I can't remember the name. It started with a Z. That shit was really good. And Costco now sells it's a coconut yogurt, which thank God, because I'm finally glad to get like yogurt in bulk. But they sell a coconut yogurt by the company Coco June. And it's like fermented with probiotics. Wait a minute. Is that vegan? Probiotics should be vegan. I don't know why I'm calling it. I'm just a little scared now. Pretty sure it's dairy free and it has probiotics. But yeah, gonna call it Costco has the best and healthy oat milk. I'd like soy milk, not gonna lie, but I had the oat milk from them, and it is good. You just have to shake it. But I've always liked my soy milk. I'm a soy boy. I really wish that they would that Costco would do soy milk already. But they do have almond milk, oat milk, and well, I guess that's it, unless you count coconut milk. Do you know if there is a vegan soup or ramen? Yeah, so my partner is a big ramen lover. I'm pretty sure Morochan, they have, I can never say it, excuse me, I'm not a ramen. I do like ramen, but when I was like 17. But I don't eat it that much just for health choices. But I think they have a sesame one or a soy or sesame. I can't remember what it's called, what the base is. I think it's either sesame or soy. I know it's the blue packet. That one's vegan. And I'm pretty sure that if you just look at some of the brands, like at any local grocery store, a lot of them are vegan. I can't give you the name off the top of my head, but I would just say just check. They have like miso based ones, soy based ones, or soy sauce based ones. You just have to check the back. If it says, correct me if I'm wrong, because this is information that I had when I first went vegan, and I don't really eat ramen anymore. But to my understanding, if it says chicken flavoring, that doesn't mean that it has chicken in it. It'll usually say like chicken flavoring, and then it'll have like parentheses, and it'll just say like fucking, I don't know, marjoram, thyme, and some other shit. It's just like the flavoring that you would usually use to season chicken. As long as it doesn't say like chicken fat or animal fat or pig fat or anything like that, or pork or whatever. If it's, I'm pretty sure, and maybe one of the vegans can correct me, but if it just says like chicken seasoning, it doesn't mean that it's chicken. So that's something to consider. But there's plenty of soup and ramen out there. Yeah. Negative. I like chicken nuggets, vegan chicken nuggets. What's up, Martin? All right. I guess that's kind of it. It's kind of dying down. Annie, I appreciate you being here. Definitely, follow me. And every time I go live, you're more than welcome to come up and ask questions. Definitely here, or even just DM me any questions you have. But if you're kind of curious, definitely watch some of the documentaries on the screenshot. It's definitely hard to watch. Be prepared. But if you're kind of scared to watch a live or watch a documentary at least right now, you want to ease into it, you can start with Darius Scary. That one doesn't have anything too I guess painful to watch, and then from there you can decide if you want to continue. But you definitely should at least give it a chance. But yeah, always welcome to come and ask me any questions. The people on YouTube, thank you for coming by. I'm going to work on the integration more later today. I was supposed to do that, and I got caught up in asking people's questions and kind of got lost in that. So yeah, sorry about that. But I will do that later today. So I will be live probably later today, but I will just be working on the stream. But we'll see. Thanks, Ali, for coming by. I appreciate it. Thanks, everybody else, for coming by. I appreciate it. Debs, thank you for being here and interacting with people. I very much appreciate you. I saw your DM. I didn't get to read it. I will read it when I get off here and I start heading out. And then Mr. Floof, I'm pretty sure you just can type in Darius Scary. I think it's a website. I haven't watched it. I'm pretty sure it's on a website and it's free. DariusScary.com or something, or Darius Scary. Just Google Darius Scary. And you'll find it. I don't know if I'm really interested in having like an argument, but we can have a chat, just a genuine conversation back and forth. All right, I gotta go. Who makes a website for that? People that care about what happens to animals in animal agriculture. That's who, right? Just like people will make a website, to give exposure to any other sort of injustice, right? All right. Bye, everybody. I appreciate you being here. Bye, everybody on TikTok. Bye, everybody on YouTube. I will catch you guys later. Bye-bye.